Hello everyone and welcome to Monaghan Institute. Tá fáilte roimh go léir. My name is Fiona McGrath. I'm the director here at Monaghan Institute, and later on in this presentation I will be joined by Raina Williams, the deputy director. Just as background, Monaghan Institute is a further education and training centre, and we cater for post-leaving certificate and mature students. For those of you who have just completed Leaving Cert, you'll find a different ethos here from second level school. There will be no bell ringing between classes, for example. You will be given a timetable and you'll be expected to take responsibility for yourself. So we very much have an adult learning environment here. Personal development is a very important element of education, and there'll be a strong emphasis on that here in Monaghan Institute. There will also be opportunities for social development throughout the year. The first hurdle for many of you, if you were coming from Leaving Cert, was to get through your exams. But for the mature students, it was making the decision to return to study, and that in itself may have been quite daunting. So a special word of encouragement to all the mature students who will have to juggle family commitments as well as their studies. The second hurdle was getting a place on a further education and training programme. You're one of the lucky ones, as there are waiting lists for some courses. The third hurdle is now to apply yourselves to your coursework and to give it your best effort. In the end of the day, it's all up to you. The highest standards are demanded here. Quality tuition will be provided, but staff will expect commitment, dedication, punctuality, good attendance, deadline keeping and hard work in return. So I will encourage you all to persist, especially in the first few weeks. Don't give up, it will be worth it in the end. Courses will start next week or during the week of the 20th of September. Your course coordinator will tell you the date, the time and the room that you are to attend. Generally, the normal college academic day will apply with classes scheduled between the times of 9 AM and 4 PM. There will be a break in the morning. It may range from 10:45 to 11:30, and there will be a lunch break between the times of 12:30 and possibly 2. There's a canteen available downstairs on the lower ground floor. You may bring a packed lunch with you, or there will be some food or refreshments served there. Copies of the academic calendar will be made available to you. It will be sent out to you via email, and you can refer to them as to when college breaks take place. Student handbooks, which include all the regulations of the college, they will issue next week and will be gone through by your course coordinator with you. In relation to the breakdown of course activities, the majority of your time will be spent on your main subject area. So if you have registered for a course like childcare or beauty therapy or hairdressing, you will spend the majority of your time working in these vocational areas. However, most learners also do general studies such as communications or word processing or work experience, all of which are mandatory in order to get a full award. So it's important that you give them equal energy when you are completing your studies in order to get your full award. Information on course content, on any equipment or books or exam fees are available from your course coordinator or tutors. In relation to health and safety guidelines that we have here in the college, just to remind you that there's absolutely no smoking, including e-cigarettes, in the building or outside the doors or fire exits or the main entrance. There is a designated smoking area, and it is on the concrete steps outside the canteen, which is located on the lower ground floor. And this area can only be accessed from the canteen through the glass doors. Please make yourself familiar with the location of fire exits in the building. There's a fire escape route map in every room, and make sure never to obstruct access to fire escapes with bags or furniture or any other items. In the event of an emergency alarm, please evacuate the building immediately in an orderly manner following your tutor's instructions, and you make your way to the fire assembly point, which is in the car park directly opposite the main entrance. If you happen to be in the canteen or the library when an emergency alarm sounds and are not with a tutor, you must evacuate the building and make your way to the assembly point and join the others there. A fire drill will be held early in the term for practice. If you're a car owner, there is ample parking here for students at the Monaghan Institute building. Learners are requested to observe the following regulations: to make sure to park in a designated parking space. Only cars displaying a disabled parking card may park in the disabled spaces. Please do not park cars in any way that blocks the driveway or the roundabout, either at Monaghan Institute or any of the other campus buildings, and also make sure not to obstruct any pavements or access ramps or bus parking. It's also important not to park in the spaces that are allocated to and clearly marked staff. It is essential to observe the speed limits on campus and to take care at all the pedestrian crossings on the campus grounds. We share this campus with a primary school and a secondary school, and there are a lot of young students and parents and busy pickups in the evenings, so there must be great care taken when driving, especially in relation to speed. If you require public transport, there are many opportunities to avail of in terms of transport to Monaghan Town and to Monaghan Institute campus. Some of the providers are listed here on the slide, but details of all the public transport services are available on Monaghan Institute website. There's the local link provision, which comes directly to the campus. There's McEntee's private bus, which travels from Carrickmacross via Castleblaney and also comes directly to the campus. And there may be bus errand services as well that you can avail of to Monaghan Town. So again, all those details are available on the Monaghan Institute website. If you are a mature applicant over 21 years of age and in receipt of benefits, you may be eligible for either the VTOS, which is the Vocation Training Opportunity Scheme, or the Back to Education programme. One of our staff members, Denise McKenna, has details on either of these programmes, and she can be contacted via email at denisemckenna@monaghaninstitute.ie. She'd be able to advise you if you might be eligible for either of these programmes. So you can send an email to her and she will get back to you. In relation to grants, post-leaving cert courses are eligible for SUSI grants. That's the Student Universal Support Ireland grant scheme. You can apply online through www.susi.ie, and the details of what you need to do will be available on their website. Just to say to you that if you are lucky enough to be eligible for a SUSI grant, attendance at courses influences the monthly payments that are made. So it's very important that you have good attendance in order to continue to receive your SUSI grant. In relation to accommodation, if you're from further afield and looking for accommodation, we would suggest that you will join the secure Facebook group called Student Accommodation Monaghan and add your accommodation requirements there. This is a free portal for students who are looking for accommodation. There are landlords on it as well with houses or apartments to rent, or B&B or homeowners with rooms to advertise, or estate agents who have rental properties. Information on accommodation available locally may also be obtained from the Northern Standard newspaper, which is published every Thursday, or from local estate agents. You will be issued with a student card, a Monaghan Institute student card. photos for student card will be taken today if they haven't already happened, if you haven't already had your photograph taken. And the student cards are multifunctional and allow you access to the library and to the printing services. They are valuable and need to be looked after. They're a bit like credit cards. You can load money onto them and they can be used in the canteen. So if your card goes missing, you know, there will be a fee of €30 to provide a replacement card. So please take care of it and look after it. At that then, now I will pass you over to Ryan Williams, our deputy, to go through COVID-19 procedures.
Thank you, Fiona. Welcome to Monaghan Institute. We hope that this will be a very successful year for you. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues, we are planning to ensure that your time spent studying with us will be as smooth and as safe as possible. A COVID-19 team has been set up at Monaghan Institute, representing tutors, ancillary staff and management. Additionally, a COVID-19 lead worker representative is in place for the ongoing checking of safety procedures for all. We are very fortunate to have a new, modern and well-ventilated building. CO2 monitors have also been provided to monitor our air quality. All of the classrooms and labs are spacious and have been prepared for class using appropriate social distancing measures as per government guidelines for FET settings. Where room capacity does not facilitate all learners, blended learning approaches may have to be adopted by teaching staff. The priority is keeping everyone safe while continuing the operation of the college. Personal responsibility is key for all learners. There's no such thing as a no-risk return to college. It is up to everyone to manage and mitigate risk as much as possible. These procedures have been developed to ensure everyone attending Monaghan Institute this year for study will understand the systems being implemented to ensure the safety of all. Recognising the signs of COVID. To prevent the spread of COVID-19, it is important to know and recognise the following virus symptoms: high temperature, over 38 degrees, any type of cough, difficulty breathing, a loss of sense of taste or smell. If you have any of these symptoms, we ask that you stay at home and call your doctor without delay for consultation and/or for COVID-19 testing. It is important that you contact your course coordinator via email if you are isolating at home and/or have been diagnosed with the virus. If you have been abroad prior to coming to Monaghan Institute within 14 days, please follow the most up-to-date government advice on international travel during the COVID-19 pandemic. If you are required to quarantine prior to coming to college, please inform us by sending an email to info@monaghaninstitute.ie. Hygiene and respiratory etiquette. Everyone is asked to observe correct hygiene and respiratory etiquette to assist in minimising the risk of spreading the virus. This includes washing your hands properly and often, covering your mouth and nose with a tissue or your sleeve when you cough and sneeze, putting used tissues into a bin and washing your hands, cleaning frequently touched objects and surfaces, refraining from touching your eyes, nose or mouth if your hands are not clean, refrain from sharing objects that touch your mouth, for example pens, mobile phones, bottles or cups. Avoid physical contact with others, including hugging, holding hands and any hand greetings. On hand sanitisation, learners are encouraged and expected to follow health advice regarding hand sanitisation. Multiple hand sanitizer dispensers are located on each floor, social area and entry or exit points of the building. All learners are required to use hand sanitizer when entering the building in the morning and when moving between rooms throughout the college day. Also, it is important that learners bring their own hand sanitising supplies each day. Learners should follow instructional guidelines on washing and sanitising hands. Wash hand basins, hot running water, liquid and foam soap and hand drying facilities are provided in all toilets and in some practical rooms in the college. The COVID-19 Tracker app. Please download the HSE COVID-19 Tracker mobile app. Use the symptom checker on the app daily when attending Monaghan Institute. Learners must notify their course coordinator and the COVID-19 Tracker app immediately if they test positive for COVID-19 to allow for rapid, appropriate response for the protection of the college community. Social distancing. Everyone must observe social distancing guidelines and maintain a physical distance of 2 metres from others where possible. In the college, government guidelines have advised that the recommended social distance is 2 metres in general classrooms and 1 metre in practical rooms, computer labs, where learners should wear face coverings. Classroom capacity signs have been placed on entry to each classroom and lab in the building. Please adhere to the following social distancing guides. Do not encroach on another learner's or staff member's space. Avoid congregations and observe correct social distancing guidelines at the entry and exit to the classrooms and labs and in communal areas of the college. Use the one-way system. Directional arrows have been put on the floor. Use this when entering, leaving and moving around the college. Queuing systems have been implemented in specific areas throughout the college, for example, college reception, the library and the canteen. Learners are asked to comply with the queuing systems that have been put in place. Attempt in all cases to remain within a small contact group, your class group, when within the college, and limit your interaction with others. Social areas have been set up with 2-meter distancing and learners should not use these areas to congregate. Learners should not move any furniture in social areas, in canteen or in classrooms or labs unless instructed to do so by a staff member. Face coverings should be worn. It is important that all learners use face coverings in settings where 2 meters social distancing is not required, including practical classes, learning support, communal areas, or while accessing canteen services prior to consuming food. Face masks should be plain and should not have any associations, images, or text that could be considered offensive. Learners should observe good hygiene practice when using a face covering as per government guidelines. Cleaning routines. Learners are asked to clean down their own workstation, their desk, workbench or equipment used, for example, the computer mouse, the monitor and the keyboard, at both the start and the end of class. Learners are responsible for cleaning personal items that have been brought into college and are likely to be handled during class or during break, for example, mobile phones and laptops, and are asked to avoid leaving them down on communal surfaces, or they will need to clean the surface after the personal item is removed. Do not share personal items, for example, pens and phones, or beverages or food with others. Carry your own pen with you. Classroom practical rooms and labs have been supplied with cleaning products. These include a roll of blue cleaning paper, disinfectant spray, and antibacterial wipes, which are to be used in multimedia labs only. Do not spray disinfectant directly onto electrical and technological equipment. Spray onto the blue cleaning paper and then wipe the equipment afterward. Dispose of the wipes and cleaning paper using the bins provided in each room. All learners should sanitize their hands using hand sanitizer after cleaning their workspaces. Photocopiers and printers. Photocopier and printing stations throughout the college have a supply of the following: a blue roll of cleaning paper and disinfectant spray. Wipe down the buttons and machine surfaces prior to and after use. Again, please do not spray disinfectant directly onto the electrical equipment. Spray onto the blue paper and then wipe. Dispose of the cleaning paper in the bins provided. And again, all learners should sanitize their hands with hand sanitizer after using photocopiers and printers. Our vending machines and water dispensers. The vending machines located at the social area outside the library and in the canteen have a supply of the following next to them: roll of blue cleaning paper and disinfectant spray. Wipe down buttons and machine surfaces prior to and after use. Do not spray disinfectant directly onto the electrical equipment. Spray onto the blue paper and wipe. Dispose of the paper using the bins provided, and again sanitize your hands using hand sanitizer. We have changed some of our processes. Our timetables have been staggered to limit congestion at the entrance to the building and in corridors in the morning and the evening. Additionally, staggered breaks and lunch times will help ease footfall on the corridors and in the canteens. Learners should present to the college for class 5 minutes prior to the designated start time and should depart the centre immediately if they are not scheduled for class. We understand that some learners are dependent on buses and lifts, so we urge that they use the seating areas in the canteen to wait and adhere to the social distancing guidelines. If engaged in group work, learners should maintain social distancing guidelines and try to use remote online tools such as Microsoft Teams and collaborative applications where possible. Our canteen facilities. Learners can bring a packed lunch to college daily. Canteen facilities will be available to learners providing a limited range of food. Learners can top up their student cards online to facilitate cashless payments in the college. Learners must clean their hands before and after entering the canteen area and maintain a social distance of 2 meters. Learners must wear face coverings when not sitting at the table. There will be a limited number of persons allowed in the canteen at any given time. A maximum stated dining time of 15 minutes is being implemented. If the canteen has reached its capacity, learners will be required to wait outside until other diners leave. Canteen facilities will be clearly marked with physical distancing, directional and queuing signage. The smoking area outside the canteen may also be used, but please again adhere to social distancing. All learners are required to cooperate with the safety measures implemented. The library. A queuing system is in place in the Monaghan Institute Library. Learners are asked to observe physical distancing in this space. Learners should use the Monaghan Institute online catalogue for browsing available titles, rather than visiting the library to browse shelves. The link to the online book catalogue is available from our website. Should a learner wish to borrow books from the library, please request items from the librarian who will source the books from the library shelves for you. Learners can return library books using the book return box, which will be located adjacent to the library. Clean all books prior to placing them in the returns box, using the blue cleaning paper and spray, which is available at the cleaning station next to the library desk. Do not spray disinfectant directly on the books, spray onto the blue cleaning paper and then wipe. Should a learner want to extend their borrowing period on a specific copy of the title of a book, they should request this from the librarian. Laptops. There is a limited stock of laptops available for rental daily. Should a learner wish to borrow a laptop from the library, please request this from the librarian who will source the laptop for you. Learners should return the laptops directly to the librarian before the library closes prior to 3 p.m. Again, clean all the surfaces of the laptop using the blue cleaning paper and spray available at the cleaning station. Do not spray it directly onto the laptop, spray on the blue paper and then wipe the laptop. Visitors and field trips. Visitors and guest speakers will be asked to collaborate with groups using remote and virtual methods to minimise the volume of additional people entering the college. Where this is not possible, appropriate precautions and social distancing will take place in accordance with government guidelines. Parents, relatives and guardians who are dropping off and collecting learners should remain in their vehicle at all times. Any visits to the college should be arranged in advance and by appointment only. Field trips may not be possible this year for course groups. Where possible, tutors will organise an alternative experience using remote and virtual methods. Where this is not possible, risk assessments will be completed and appropriate precautions and social distancing will apply in accordance with government guidelines. Our isolation room. If a learner displays symptoms of COVID-19 while in the college, the affected learner will be required to make arrangements to vacate the building as soon as possible. An isolation room is available, the first aid room G27 on the ground floor. Should a learner fall ill with COVID-19 symptoms while in the college, the room has been set up with the following: tissues, hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, gloves and masks, waste bags and bins. While in the isolation room, the learner should be advised to continue to wear their face covering and to cover both their nose and mouth with disposable tissues when they cough or sneeze, and to put the tissue in the bin. The affected learner should make contact with someone who can collect them and bring them home as soon as possible. The learner should also make contact with their GP for advice. Contact tracing. To aid the college in completing contact tracing after a case of COVID-19 is confirmed, it is essential that we have your most up-to-date contact information stored on our application system. If you change your address or your mobile phone number during the year, inform the admin office by sending them an email to info@monaghaninstitute.ie with the updated contact information. High risk category. If you have concerns that you fall into a high risk category and believe that your time in the college may be challenging, please notify the counsellor, Carol Harvey, by email at carolharvey@monaghaninstitute.ie. Contacting our college administration office. To ease congestion and to assist us in implementing physical distancing in the college, administration requests should be emailed to the admin office at info@monaghaninstitute.ie. If a learner has a form which requires a signature or a college stamp, this form can be posted in the green post box located at reception. Learners should always send an email to the admin team to inform them that a document has been placed in the post box. If necessary, the admin team will then contact the learner with pickup information. When completed, documents are ready for collection. All other queries should be directed via email to your course coordinator or tutor. Registration and induction process. Your course coordinator will guide you through the registration and induction process for Monaghan Institute. This will include course content and your modules, your timetable and any additional information. If you have not already done so, please ensure you complete your learner detail forms as a priority and submit them to your course coordinator. Payment for your course fees can be processed online through the application system. Ensure you get your photograph taken for your student card. This was completed at registration, and for those registering late, please see Joanne in the library to organise your photo. Learners who wish to discuss VTOS with Denise McKenna should email her with their query and contact details at denisemckenna@monaghaninstitute.ie, and she will contact you. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation. If you have any questions, you can contact us at info@monaghaninstitute.ie, or you can direct these questions to your course coordinator.